Why, I believe it means angel. Why, yes, I'm sure it does. I know you're going to like that name. Won't you, Peter?
Fury, now or never.
Dun, 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 dun. Finally, a superhero team I can actually get behind.
This Organized Chaos podcast is brought to you by JEMS Art Studio. JEMS Art Studio is an online store that allows access to prints that you can use for most anything, obviously as just a picture, or as a wallpaper, or as a bookmark, or anything you can think of. You can find JEMS Art Studio at etsy.com/shop/JEMS Art Studio. This podcast is also brought to you by listeners like you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
But we got some more comic book TV to talk about today, too.
Yes, we do.
Doom Patrol.
Oh, yeah.
Season 1. We'll probably talk about Season 2 next time, but Season 3 comes out the end of September. So I got caught up with Season 1. And I hate to say it, I like it. It's not as good as I remember. I was kind of shocked how much I didn't remember. I remembered the broader points. I remember the characters. Because I love the characters. I love the performances. They're all kind of insane, but in their own way. And all the lead actors are fantastic in this. I want to stress that. And I love Alan Tudyk as the omnipresent narrator / villain. I love his performance in this.
Yeah, Alan Tudyk knocks it out of the park, and almost any time he's on screen, he's just always amazing. But as the villain, I really loved him.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's just great. I was about to say he's great as a villain, but he's great as a hero too. He's just fucking great. It's Alan Tudyk. You could not go wrong if you cast Alan Tudyk somewhere in the show. What my issue was rewatching it is I felt it got super redundant. Because I feel like we kept on hitting these same points with these characters. Cliff is detached from his daughter, and he's in a robot man suit, and he can't feel. Larry misses his gay lover. Rita is blobby sometimes. Cyborg has issues with his father. And I feel like rewatching it, I really felt like they're hitting these things over and over again, and it's a bit much. I actually feel like this series would have been better at maybe like 10 episodes. Because it was actually 15. I was shocked how long it was. I
remember this season being rather long.
Yeah, and like, it's weird saying 15's over long. Because like 10 years ago, like, what, seasons?
What was it, like 23
26?
Episodes?
Yeah,
or something like that.
I'm watching Deep Space Nine with my daughter. Those are like 26 episode seasons. This used to be really long. But of course, this used to be, 15 would be short. That being said, a lot of that stuff wasn't hyper-serialized, too. This is hyper-serialized. Every story leads into the next. It's overall a great show, but I feel like, especially how it does the ending, was an issue for me. Because it feels like Mr. Nobody is suddenly a good guy, and he's going to narrate the ending for them so that they all survive, and they do. And we end up with kind of a cliffhanger, which we'll discuss more in season 2. But at the end of this season, everybody shrunk but Larry.
Yep.
Because they all got eaten by a giant cockroach.
Yeah, and no, it wasn't that they went into a wormhole that was from a farting donkey.
Well, that wasn't the end of the season. That was the beginning of the season.
That's right. That was the beginning.
Yeah, no, this series does weird shit. Like, it starts out with really the farting donkey, where there's literally this donkey that swallows up a whole town up its butt, essentially. and they have to go into the donkey and get it out. The donkey does explode in episode 2 at the end, where it explodes and everything gets recreated. It's like, fuck. And that's kind of an element I kind of love about this series. It actually reminds me a lot of Legion, except where Legion treated it like he's going insane, at least for the first season. Then the second season, it just did whatever. This just does whatever, but it just kind of owns it. It's just kind of like, yeah, shit's fucking crazy. Deal with it.
Yep. Yeah, I did like just the unpredictable nature of this series and show. Like it's chaos. I love it.
Yes. That is, like I said, for me, I feel like it goes over long, and I feel like they need to think out that ending really a lot more. Because I guess there's room for him to come back. I haven't finished season 2. There's room for Alan Tudyk to come back. I would like to see that. And why, like, he does all this planning, and I guess the cockroach and the rat just go too insane for him, and he can't control them, so he joins the good guys.
You mean the cockroach that's voiced by Curtis Armstrong?
Is that whose voice it was? God, that was so familiar.
Yeah, that's Booger. That's Booger from Revenge of the Nerds.
Jesus.
I heard that, and I was like, hey, that's Booger.
Yes.
All right.
This is an insane show. It's worth the watch. But like I said, the season 1, I guess I liked it more in the first watch. So maybe watch it once and don't watch it again.
I think that with every season 1 of any show, so much of season 1 is like, world building, character building, plot building.
Yeah.
So much of all that they have to dedicate like as much of their time to it, and it has to get redundant, so that way it's like ingrained in common knowledge, like for that world. But yeah, I do agree. A lot of it did become like the character tropes. Like, we get it.
Mm-hmm. If it wasn't hyper serialized, I'd agree with you. But when it is hyper serialized and it's getting redundant like that, it's a bit much.
Like, we get it. Cliff is literally a broken man.
Yeah.
Literally a broken man.
It's not subtle. He's telling us this in lots of 4-letter words every episode.
Yeah, I kind of also love how, like, Brendan Fraser just curses like a sailor in this.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. I want to dig up the cast real fast, because I won't mind giving them a shout-out, because they're all fucking amazing.
Absolutely.
Like,
especially Brendan.
Yeah, Brendan. Well, Robot Man is kind of presented as, like, the anchor for a lot of it.
Yeah.
He is the character we are mainly following. James Earl Jones. Just saying random words on my phone are always nice for a podcast.
Yes, they are.
Oh yeah, April Bowlby, Elastigirl. She's really good. Diane Guerrero. I'm slaughtering that, but Crazy Jane. She has to play a whole bunch of characters here, and she's great.
She is really good.
Yeah. Matt Bomer, Larry Trainer. He's excellent. He's actually, of all the characters,
Suits.
He is the most, like, quiet and reserved, and he does that really well.
Oh, he's very good at that role.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very, like, that quiet and reserved is very similar to the role that I think was his first television break, which was the show Suits. Or he played like a con artist. It wasn't Suits. It was some show where he played a con artist, where his buddy was a Fed, and he would help the Fed catch crooks who were also crooks. Or, I don't know. I remember him on some show like that. That's where I remember that actor from originally.
And
it was on the.
Oh, Brendan Fraser is in this?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, he is probably the standout here, because. And most of this is just his voice. You don't see his actual acting. You do see it maybe
in some flashback shots.
Not half, maybe like a third to a quarter of the time you see his actual body in an episode. A lot of it's just his voice, but he does a great job. And then Timothy Dalton as the chief. It's Timothy Dalton.
Yeah, it's Timothy fucking Dalton.
And then, gonna slaughter this name, Joivan Wade as Cyborg. kind of interesting to even put Cyborg in there, but he kind of works. He's considered like the one actual superhero here.
Yeah, and I also kind of like this kid's acting who's playing him.
Yeah.
Better than DC like universe, like the guy who's appeared in
Ray
the Justice
Fisher?
League movies. Yeah. I kind of believe the kid in
more
Doom Patrol more.
I really like Ray Fisher too. It's tough to judge because we don't see that much. Like, we see a lot of this kid as Cyborg, so we definitely lean in that position.
Yeah, and that's probably why I feel that way about it too, because we see more of him. But I don't know. I guess after watching the Snyder Cut, we do see a bit more of a Cyborg in that.
Yeah, we definitely get a lot more Cyborg in that actually, and if it wasn't so rough to sit through the Snyder Cut.
And I still feel the same way that he had a better grasp of who the character was. But again, that's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, the Doom Patrol also explores a lot of the, I guess all the variations do, but this really explores his relationship with his father in a much darker way. I guess. Yeah. Zack Snyder really. We're going off on a Zack Snyder tangent. But it's okay. His fan base is totally reasonable.
Yeah, but it's still DC.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess the end point was I rewatched it. It's good. It's not as good as I remember. It's redundant. Probably need to be 8 to 10 episode season instead of 15.
Okay.
You have any final thoughts?
I'm still pumped for season 3.
Yeah,
I still love the unpredictable nature of the show.
Yes.
I do kind of feel it getting a little drawn out at times. Rewatching, yeah. Because I had kind of restarted it a while ago, but like I was maybe up to episode 3, or I had just started 3, so it was enough to where I know where we're at.
Yeah.
I could just start back.
Well, there's kind of a little bit where it's like, I remember this decently well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't remember it being as redundant. But yeah, rewatching it, that's when it really starts saying, it's like, oof, I know this already, guys. I know.
This is me, and I didn't really care for how much of that end plot followed the girl. Like the daughter, his daughter.
Are you talking about season 2?
Yes, I am. Never mind.
Yeah, I just started season 2, so that like I was trying to think.
We'll get into that.
1? Yeah, we'll get into that later. I'm like halfway through it, so I know what you mean for season 2. Season 1, you had me lost. I'm like, daughter? No.
Yeah, my bad. Like I said, I kind of might have fallen asleep in between at the end of 1 and woke up in during.
All right,
man. It was laundry day, man.
I need to do laundry. But yeah, there's Doom Patrol. I want to go ahead and add some audio credits at the end here. The theme music you're hearing at the beginning and end of this podcast was written and performed by George Johnson, a very good friend of mine. And my current Patreons are Fel Martins, David Lara, and Lindsay Pankhurst. If you'd like to become a patron, go ahead and follow the link down below. Anything you can provide would be incredibly helpful to this channel. We're barely limping by right now. I'd love to make this my full-time job, but I'm miles away from that right now. So any help you could provide, just $1 a month would be amazing. You know you want to. All your friends are doing it.